In the realm of power, there's one truth most fail to grasp. Respect isn't earned through kindness or friendship. It's earned through fear. Fear commands attention, and attention breeds respect. People respect what they can't predict, control, or understand what might harm them. They respect those who hold the power to make or break them. This is the essence of power, the ability to control outcomes without being swayed by emotions. While most chase affection and approval, hoping that being liked will bring them the respect they crave, this is a fundamental misstep. The reality is, people don't respect you because they like you. They respect you because they know that crossing you, disrespecting you, or underestimating you will cost them dearly. That cost isn't just physical. It could be social, professional, or psychological. The truth is simple. People give you respect when they fear the price of not doing so. It's time to stop seeking approval and realize that true respect comes from detaching yourself from the need for affection. When you stop chasing validation, you stop being vulnerable to manipulation and become untouchable. Power lies in the absence of need, and that void commands respect. Think of leaders and rulers. They don't win respect with charm or apologies. They set boundaries, establish standards, and make it clear that respect must be earned. Detachment isn't about being cold. It's about controlling your emotions and letting strategic thinking drive your actions. When you stop caring whether people like you, you elevate yourself to a position of power. Affection is a tool for manipulation, but it only gives temporary results. It never earns the lasting respect you need to dominate. People can sense your need for approval, and they will exploit your vulnerability. The moment you crave validation, you become predictable, an object to be used. To detach, you must first recognize the cost of seeking approval. When you stop depending on others' opinions, you gain control. Walk into a room, unaffected by others' thoughts, and you immediately establish authority. This is detachment, stepping away from others' emotional influence and recognizing your own worth. You must fully believe that you don't need anyone's approval. Stand firm in your beliefs and set your own terms. When you're unshakable in your self-worth, you stop trying to prove anything to anyone. This detachment becomes magnetic. People will respect you because they can't figure you out. They want to know what you want, how you think, or how you'll respond. You become unpredictable, a force of nature whose actions are deliberate and powerful. And unpredictability is one of the most potent tools for gaining respect without being liked. Think of a respected leader or ruler. Their power doesn't stem from kindness or affection. It comes from their ability to control emotions and stay unshaken by others' opinions. They don't need validation. Instead, they demand respect through their presence, decisions, and sheer authority. Adopt this mindset. Stop caring whether people like you. Your value isn't up for negotiation. When you stop seeking affection, you gain control over yourself. And that's where true respect begins. Detachment is the foundation of power. When you stop chasing approval, you create a space where people fear your indifference, unpredictability, and the consequences of crossing you. Let go of the need to be liked and let respect come to you. Your presence becomes the ultimate power tool. Every room you enter, every person you meet, you leave an impact. True power lies not in what you do, but in how you make others feel. When you walk in, does the energy shift? Are people aware of you, even when you say nothing? Master your presence, and you'll control any room you enter. Presence isn't about noise or grand gestures. It's about commanding the room with your aura. It speaks for itself. The way you move, the way you speak, everything leaves an unforgettable impression. You become someone who is felt before they're seen, someone whose actions linger in the minds of others long after you leave. People respect you, not because they like you, but because they can't forget you. Your presence demands acknowledgement. To master this art, stop trying to be liked. The moment you seek approval, you lose your edge. If you shape yourself to please others, you fade into the background. Authenticity is your power. Don't dim it for anyone. True presence starts with self-assurance, believing that your presence alone is enough. When you own the space you occupy, others will take notice and respect you for it. Respect isn't given, it's earned. To make your presence unforgettable, be strategic. Don't reveal everything at once. Keep people intrigued. Speak only when necessary, but make every movement count. Every gesture, every word should reinforce that you're someone who commands attention. People are drawn to what is scarce. Scarcity creates value, and when your presence becomes a rare event, people begin to place more value on it. This doesn't mean you should isolate yourself or become a recluse, but it does mean you must carefully manage how often you reveal yourself to others. Be unpredictable. Make your presence an event rather than a constant. When people know that your presence is a powerful thing, they will start to anticipate it and treat it with the respect it deserves. The most magnetic individuals are those who make others feel that their time and attention are valuable. They don't waste energy on meaningless conversations or insignificant relationships. They focus on making every moment count, and when they do speak, they do so with authority. Their words are deliberate, their tone is commanding, and their message is clear. People may not always like them, but they will always respect them because they leave a lasting impression. This is the power of presence, the ability to influence without saying a word, to command a room without needing to shout. When you master your presence, you no longer have to chase respect. It will come to you because people will begin to see that you are a force worth reckoning with. You must also learn the art of silence. The most powerful people in any room are often the quietest. They observe, they listen. They do not feel the need to dominate the conversation with their words because their presence speaks volumes. Silence gives you power because it creates space for others to fill. It allows you to control the tempo of interaction and shifts the focus back onto you without you having to try. People will always wonder what you are thinking, why you're so composed, and what you will do next. That curiosity will breed respect. To truly make your presence unforgettable, you must also understand the importance of body language. How you hold yourself speaks louder than anything you say. A person who slouches or fidgets gives the impression that they lack confidence, that they are unsure of themselves. But someone who stands tall, who walks with purpose, whose eyes never waver from the task at hand, commands attention. Your body is a tool for influencing how others perceive you. Learn to use it to convey strength, focus, and control. Every movement should reinforce your power, never detract from it. Your presence should also make others uncomfortable in a way they cannot articulate. They will respect you, not because they are drawn to you emotionally, but because they feel the weight of your power when you are near. They understand on a subconscious level that you are not a person to be taken lightly. You are someone who demands attention and commands respect, and it is through the sheer force of your presence that they are compelled to acknowledge you. The key to mastering presence is understanding that you are the center of every room you enter. You do not need to shout to be heard. Your energy, your self-assuredness, your unpredictability, these are the forces that will make you unforgettable. The more unforgettable you become, the more respect will follow. And when you have mastered the art of being unforgettable, respect will no longer be something you seek. It will be something you command. Predictability is the death of power. If they know what you will do, they know how to control you. Become a puzzle they can never solve, and respect will follow. Predictability is a curse. It makes you easy to manipulate, easy to control, and most importantly, easy to ignore. In a world where everyone is trying to conform, the one who remains unpredictable holds the most power. People will only respect you when they cannot figure you out, when they are uncertain of your next move, when they cannot anticipate your response. They will give you the one thing they offer only to the unpredictable: respect. Unpredictability is a weapon of dominance. It keeps people on edge. It keeps them from taking you for granted. The more they are uncertain of what you'll do, the more they must respect your power. Predictability, on the other hand, makes you a pawn in someone else's game. When others know what you will do in any given situation, they can plan their moves accordingly. They can push your buttons, manipulate you, and take control. The moment you become predictable is the moment you lose your leverage your authority, and ultimately your respect. You must become an enigma, something people can't easily decipher. When others don't know what to expect from you, they begin to respect the mystery you embody. This unpredictability breeds a sense of caution. People start to wonder if they push you too far, if they take advantage of you in any way, what your response will be. Will you retaliate? Will you let it slide? This uncertainty creates a form of psychological tension that keeps them at bay. They respect you, not because they like you, but because they can't afford not to. One of the most powerful ways to remain unpredictable is to occasionally act in ways that defy expectations. This doesn't mean acting erratically or irresponsibly. Instead, it means making decisions that others can't easily understand. You don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you follow a predictable path. Sometimes, you might be generous when they expect you to be harsh. Other times, you may show restraint when they expect you to lash out. You can be subtle in your unpredictability, giving just enough to keep people off balance while maintaining an air of mystery. When you're unpredictable, people start to view you as a person of power. They will watch you carefully, trying to predict your moves, but they will never quite figure you out. This creates a sense of discomfort. They don't know when they might cross the line, and that fear keeps them in check. The unpredictable person is someone who demands respect because they can never be reduced to a simple pattern. You are always one step ahead, and that unpredictability forces others to treat you with a level of caution that breeds respect. Being unpredictable isn't about being reckless. It's about controlling the flow of information and being one step ahead. Your unpredictability should always serve your strategic objectives. Every move, every decision, every interaction should be calculated but presented in such a way that others never see your full hand. They will have to respect you because they know you are not to be trifled with, and they can never be certain of what you will do next. So, if you want to be respected, you must master the art of unpredictability. Stop following predictable patterns. Stop giving others the satisfaction of knowing what you'll do or say next. Leave them with more questions than answers, and they will respect you, not because they like you, but because they are afraid of what might happen if they underestimate you. The unknown is a powerful force. Use it to your advantage, and watch as the respect you command grows. The most powerful weapon you can wield is silence. Speak only when necessary, and when you do, let your words carry the weight of your control. Power isn't always about what you say or do. It's often about what you don't say and don't do. One of the greatest strengths you can possess is the ability to hold back, to say nothing, to withhold your emotions, and to allow silence to speak louder than any words could. This is the art of control, and it is what separates those who are respected from those who are dismissed as weak or predictable. Silence, when used correctly, can be more powerful than any action or statement. It forces others to listen to your presence and forces them to respect your authority. It shows them that you are a person who is in control, someone who doesn't need to fill the air with noise to assert dominance. Silence is a tool of power because it disrupts the flow of conversations and expectations. Most people feel uncomfortable in silence, and they rush to fill it with words, often revealing more than they intend. When you remain silent, you take control of the situation. You force others to consider their words carefully and to wonder about your thoughts. Silence allows you to maintain an air of mystery and dominance, and it leaves others wondering where they stand in relation to you. When you speak, you do so on your terms, and your words carry more weight because they're not diluted by constant chatter. Every word you utter must be measured, deliberate, and purposeful. If you speak too much, you risk losing control and undermining the power you've carefully built. In every interaction, there is power in restraint. Don't give others more than they need to know about you. People will always seek to gain insight into your motivations, your desires, your weaknesses, but you must resist the temptation to reveal yourself too openly. When you withhold your thoughts and emotions, others are left in the dark, unable to decipher your next move. This ambiguity forces them to respect you because they know they cannot control you and they cannot predict how you will act. Silence also forces people to respect your presence because it makes them uncomfortable. The longer you remain silent, the more they feel the need to fill the void. They will attempt to engage you, trying to extract information, to learn your thoughts, to make you react. But every time you withhold, you assert your control over the situation. People will respect you because they know you are not easily swayed or manipulated by their words. You are not desperate for attention or validation. You don't need to engage in their banter, their pleasantries, or their petty games. You hold the power to control the flow of conversation, and by exercising restraint, you show them that you are not someone to be easily moved. Restraint is not just about holding your tongue in conversation. It's about knowing when to withdraw from a situation entirely. You don't have to engage in every battle or every confrontation. Sometimes, the greatest show of power is in choosing not to fight. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. Your mere presence should be enough to assert your authority. When you remove yourself from a situation, it forces others to acknowledge that you are not someone who can be trifled with. It signals to them that you are above their petty dramas and beneath their trivial concerns. By disengaging, you send a powerful message that you don't need to justify your actions or explain yourself. You are above that, and that alone earns you the respect of those around you. The art of silence, when used effectively, also allows you to manipulate situations to your advantage. In conversations, you can remain silent while others expose their weaknesses or reveal information they wouldn't otherwise have shared. You control the flow of interaction, and through silence, you manipulate the narrative. Respect is not something you earn by being available. It's earned by being rare. When people see you as a limited resource, they will fight for your time, your attention, and your favor. People respect those they cannot have. In a world filled with the desperate desire for connection and attention, the most powerful thing you can do is make yourself scarce. The more people have access to you, the less they will value you. When they have too much of you, they stop fearing you and start taking you for granted. But when you make yourself rare, when you become someone whose time is a commodity, people will begin to recognize your value. The more they fight to get to you, the more respect they will have for you. Exclusivity is not just about physical presence. It's a mindset. It's about controlling access to your time, your attention, and your energy. Those who are always available, always eager to please, and always seeking to connect are seen as weak, as desperate for validation. They are easy to manipulate and control. But the person who holds themselves back, who chooses when to engage and when to withdraw, commands a different kind of respect. This person is valued not because they give so much, but because they choose when and to whom they give. You must become a scarce resource in the eyes of others. This scarcity, however, is not about playing games or being manipulative. It's about valuing your time so highly that others cannot afford to waste it. You must be strategic in who you give your attention to. Don't hand out your time like candy. Keep it to yourself and make others work for it. When people know they can't have you whenever they want, they will begin to place more importance on your presence. This works in all areas of life, business, relationships, even friendships. Those who are always there, always answering calls, always showing up at every event, soon become overlooked and forgotten. It's only when they withdraw, when they become hard to reach, that their value is recognized. Creating this sense of rarity requires you to be strategic in your availability. Don't respond to every message immediately. Don't show up to every gathering. Don't make yourself the first person people can rely on to show up or help them. Instead, leave them wondering when you'll be around next. When you do choose to engage, do so with purpose and power. Make every interaction with you feel like a privilege, not a right. Let people know that your time is precious, and the more they have to work for it, the more respect they will develop for you. People are naturally drawn to what they can't have. Humans are hardwired to desire the unattainable. When you make yourself rare, you become something they want but can't easily get. It creates a sense of longing, a sense of pursuit. The more someone has to work to earn your time or attention, the more they will value you. And in turn, the more they value you, the more they will respect you. The person who is rare commands respect, not because they are liked, but because they are needed. People crave access to what they can't have, and the person who controls access becomes the person who is respected. This is not about being difficult or playing games. This is about understanding the fundamental law of value. Scarcity creates demand. The more you limit your availability, the more people will respect you. And when people respect you, they fear you in a way that makes them tread carefully. In the end, the secret to gaining respect without being liked is simple. Make yourself rare. The more scarce you become, the more people will want to earn your attention and favor. And as they fight for it, they will come to understand one undeniable truth. Your respect is a privilege, not a right.